Hey everybody, Jeff here, aka Penguin. I'm going to answer some more questions, and we discussed it in the group, and I asked the question, or would it be better doing a long video or break it up into several smaller videos for the questions? And everybody overwhelmingly said to break it up into smaller ones, so that's what I'm going to do. And there was one member in there who said he can't hear, so somebody replied back with, well, subtitles or captions will be a good idea. And that will be a good idea, and I will start doing that at some point. I have to do two things. One is figure out how to do that where it's going to be good, and two is I need to get a better speech to text than the Microsoft one that's built into Windows 10. And I'm going to look into the Dragon, I think somebody said it's called, and things like that, and see what I can come up with. It's just, financially, if it costs a lot, I won't be able to do it. That being said, let's get started. Now, this first one was actually more of a statement than a question. And it said, the aftermath of the stroke is worse than the stroke. Well, yes, that is a great statement, and it really is. If you think about it in the sense that any injury requires recovery, your body has to heal. So the injury, split second, right? You're in a car wreck, you have a heart attack, you have a stroke. It happened in a split second. Look at all the recovery times, the rehab it takes. A football player tears a knee in a split second. A football player breaks his leg and ends his career in a split second, but he's going to have a lot of rehab ahead of him. So that's a very true statement. It's a very big statement because that's what we have to fight with. We have to keep fighting, keep healing in order to come back from whatever the injury was. All right, the next one. Do you ever worry that you will never get better or be 100% healed? No, I don't even think about that. And the reason I don't think about that, because my physical therapist told me, you will never get to 100%. Yes, they told me I wouldn't walk and told my wife I wouldn't survive, blah, 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 blah. But this is actually one that holds more truth. I don't expect to get to 100%. Do I want to be in the 90s? Absolutely. Am I there? No. My shoulder, I think my shoulder is probably close to 90%. My leg even is probably about 70, 75%. And I think that's good for 3 years out. I really do. My elbow is probably about 40 to 50, and my hand's probably about 30. So we have a lot of recovery to do. But I'm not giving up. I'm not looking to be 100%. Do I want to be 99.9? Bet your ass I do. I really do. I want to get as well as I can, but I'm not shooting for a goal of 100% because I don't even know if I remember what 100% was or would be. So, is anyone else experiencing a lot more pain because of the cold weather? Yes. The cold weather, I think, affects the pain from a stroke just like it affects people with arthritis or who have had a knee replacement or types of surgeries like that. I think it affects just the same. I have more tremors and spasms than I did prior to being cold during the summer. And I think that I do seem to have more tremors and spasms than I did when it was warm during or hot during the summer. And the pain associated with these are greater. The pain walking, everything does seem intensified during the cold weather. So I'm going to attribute it to maybe the atmospheric pressure, the lack of humidity, maybe too. Not sure. This next one is a good one. Has everyone lost their filter? I mean, you now say whatever you want. Well, I have, and I don't stop talking. I'm more talkative than some people, and I've never been like that before. I'm more confident now. I love the pros and cons of having a stroke. There are a lot of pros and cons, and this definitely is one, especially for me. So I'm right on the same page as you. I used to be able to filter. I used to be able to know, okay, I don't want to say that's going to hurt somebody's feelings. I know what they ask me, and they really don't want to hear what the truth is, things of that nature. But I don't have the filter now. I just don't have it. If you ask me something, I'm going to give you my answer. If it's opinionated, you may not like it, but that's just the way it is. And I do not have the filter. I'm going to tell you exactly how I feel. As far as talking with people, I love to do that anyway. I mean, I love to speak in front of people. I like to make these videos. I like to reach out and go to different stroke groups and kind of be a a keynote speaker on that and do questions and answering and things like that. I just love doing it. And I think it's good that you recognize that you've lost your filter, because a lot of times people, they don't realize that, and they may hurt some feelings out there and they don't realize they're doing it. My wife knows after 22 years, she knows what my filter is. And sometimes she'll just, if I'm talking to somebody, or she'll just whisper in my ear, you're getting a little abrasive. And then I have to draw it back a little bit. But the answer is yes, I definitely have lost my filter. I've been recovering steadily, but occasionally I have a very bad day, a relapse, so to speak. Headaches and my vision gets worse. Any feedback on those bad days? Are they common? I'm 3 months out from stroke. I'm almost 3 years out from stroke, and I still have bad days. We call them my stroke days. I may have mentioned that to you guys before. I mean, they put me down for maybe a day, maybe 2 or 3 days, where all I want to do is sleep. I don't want to have any communications with anybody. I don't want to be bothered. Sometimes I'll lay in my bed. Sometimes I'll kind of kick back in my recliner. And my family has learned to recognize those, and unless it's in a dangerous spot to where they think I'm really sick or health-wise, they really don't bother me much. They'll ask me questions. Do you want something to eat? Do you want something to drink? The normal things like that. But they've learned to let me deal with these on my own and let me get through them on my own. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that, because they told me there are going to be days like these. You're going to be 5 years out, you're going to be on top of the world and think you're doing great. And all of a sudden you're going to have a bad day. You can't walk very well. You can't speak very well. And things like that. So yes, expect those days. There are going to be those days. And if your rehab people didn't tell you that, then they should have, because it's definitely something that you don't need to get down about. With me, when I'm down for a couple of days, I usually come out stronger. I usually come out able to move my hand a little, even just a little bit more, move my pinky a little bit more, walking a little bit better, things like that. I think those down times, your body's trying to tell you, okay, we're ready to start healing some more. So let's get things together, and let's just be down and let's get better, because your body heals itself when it sleeps. So that's what you need to keep in the back of your mind is, yeah, I'm down, but I'm going to come out of this better. I try to do that. Does it happen every time? No. Will it happen every time? No. But you recognize the times that it does happen, and you won't get as down for being down because of that. Anyone suffering from post-stroke headaches? I get them occasionally. When I'm having my downtime, my stroke days, I do get headaches. And I think that it's not a bad thing. My worst headache time was in rehab after the stroke. I spent almost a month in rehab, and I constantly battled headaches. The bright lights, I actually had to wear the things you put on your head when you sleep that blocks all the light out. A lot of times I had to wear sunglasses in the therapy because the bright lights in the gyms would make it, intensify the headaches. So they weren't really migraines. I think they were just stroke headaches. That's the only way I can relate to it, because think about it. When you had a stroke, part of your brain died. So is that maybe part of the healing process? Because a lot of times if you break a bone as it's healing, it hurts. Maybe your brain's trying to heal and it hurts. Everybody doesn't experience this, but I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. That's something you really should talk to your neurologist about. If you don't have a neurologist, you should have one during stroke recovery. So I'm going to end it with that. I think we covered like 5 questions. And my next video, maybe we'll cover another 5. This video is roughly going to be between 9 and 10 minutes. So, hey, this is Jeff. Be somebody important. Be yourself. Peace out.